When does civility and being civil also equal being a doormat? I think when it comes to James Comey, we are being doormats. I don't know if you remember, but Biden's DOJ was knocking on Roger Stone's door, 2 a.m. They alerted CNN. So CNN, they were right there on the scene magically for when Roger Stone was arrested by the FBI when they raided him. And also James O'Keefe from Project Veritas, and also now OMG Company, O'Keefe Media Group, something like that. He was also raided. His house was raided, as well as the Project Veritas offices were raided. And again, standing outside of your house in your underwear at 2 a.m. That was the MO for Biden's DOJ. Why didn't we do that? I don't want to see James Comey in his underwear. Like, not really, but I do. I want him out there in his little house bunny slippers or whatever the hell he wears on his feet. I want him out there in his tighty whities with his little bunny slippers, and I want him to be disturbed like Roger Stone was, like James O'Keefe was, like everyone, Steve Bannon, all of these people. They were disturbed. They were woken up. They were arrested. James Comey just, I'm going to walk right into the courtroom, guys. I'm going to put in my plea. Oh, not guilty. Dude, you are so guilty. You are so guilty. James Comey is on like TV shows and different media sound bites and clips. And he's making his rounds with the media because they're his friends, because they're all leftists. And he's a leftist too. I don't want to hear that Comey was registered as a Republican. You know what he's registered as? He is registered as Uniparty. And that is mostly, I'd say, the old school Democrats and the old school Republicans. Progressives, way over there on the left. And then you have MAGA, which is not way over on the right, even though they keep saying it, you know. We're conservatives over here. I guess I can say that. I'm a conservative because I'm Christian and I am not a progressive. Though I do have some progressive values, I think. But they're just getting crazier and crazier. And the more that they infringe on my rights, the more I am moving away from progressive needs, wants, rules, laws, all of that. I kind of want to just be left alone, but they won't leave us alone. And that's the progressives specifically. Would not leave us alone. Do you remember when we couldn't go anywhere because we weren't given a certain medical procedure? Do you remember when Karens were yelling at us for not wearing masks during COVID? These are the same people. And they will stand up for scum like James Comey. Scum like Joe Biden. James Comey is in the same exact corruption family as Joe Biden. Politically corrupt their whole entire careers, which is why they think they haven't done anything wrong, because they haven't been held accountable for what they have done. And it's about time that people figure out what they've done, because it is bad. It is bad, man. James Comey signed off on something that Barack Obama was spitballing around the room, saying, "Oh well, let's see if we can spy on Trump. See, I have this dossier here where he pees on Russian prostitutes, and we need to use that with a secret FISA court, and then we got to spy on Trump." Obama spied on his political opponent, and Comey was part of that. The dominoes are starting to fall, finally. But I don't think we're going to get Obama. But I think we're going to get Comey, because Comey is a big fat liar, and he's so stupid or delusional, he doesn't realize that he lied. He lied to Congress, he lied to the media, he lied to all of us, he lied to the Senate. It's just, this man, besides the fact that he's like cruising around the beach apparently and looking at shells that say 8647 on them, like he didn't arrange them himself or find it on Instagram somewhere. Yeah, he thinks that that's a good idea to post. Oh, look at these beautiful shells. By the way, they say 8647. Do we know what 86 means? It doesn't mean get out. Maybe it did at one point, but it sure doesn't mean that anymore. 86 is like, you're gone. Not you're out. You're gone. You're dead. So what ABC News says about this is former FBI Director James Comey pleads not guilty to both counts in a federal indictment, and his attorney said they will seek to have the case dismissed for vindictive and selective prosecution. I don't even know what to say about that. Do they think that when they went after Trump and his lawyers and his friends and associates and basically anybody, that if through the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon you do that with Donald Trump, they could have arrested you and busted you in your house too if you knew him? Because that's what they were doing. They were that crazy. Just think of how clean Donald Trump and his family have to be in order for the left to have literally gotten nothing off them except for what they did, like election, whatever, and then what, paying off a porn star because he has his lawyer pay off people, like all rich people do. Yeah, I thought that was super vindictive. It wasn't for any other reason other than to hurt Donald Trump and hopefully, in their minds, get him thrown in jail. Because for years they were deluded. Donald Trump's going to jail. Remember that? Donald Trump's going to jail. These people are the same people that stand up for Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and now James Comey. And I can't. I can't with these people anymore. You show them proof that James Comey lied, and they just brush it off. They don't even care. Yet Steve Bannon... what is it? I don't even remember what he did. Did he lie to Congress? I'm not sure. I think they just were subpoenaed and said, no, they're not going to go, or they ignored it. And then they were thrown in jail for it. Steve Bannon and another guy, I can't remember his name. There was another guy, too, that was thrown in jail for that. It's just, there were a whole bunch of Trump associates that got thrown in the slammer. Or at least had many, many lawyers coming after them. So they would have to fund their own legal fight. Which some people had the money, some people didn't really want to see what they did to him. Look at what happened to Michael Flynn. All right, he didn't even have a chance to do anything before the leftists and the medias and the Democrats went after him, saying he was some sort of like Russian agent because he didn't tell them he was talking to Russia. All of this was bullshit. Russiagate was bullshit. It's about time that you guys figure this out now, okay? I'm preaching to the choir for my other Trump fans. You guys know, and you've known for a long time. You're based. Good for you. But anybody else that's watching this that doesn't know and thinks James Comey is innocent, you are living on another planet. And I'm not trying to patronize you or anything, but I promise you, he did wrong. He did wrong, like you said the other side did wrong. And you just believe them. You didn't even need to watch their hearings. A lot of them were federal, so you couldn't. And I'm sure you didn't follow up on them at all with any sort of court transcript. You were fine with that. Shoes on the other foot now, and you're crying. Come on. You got to buck up, okay? This is all the crap that you put us through. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. And you know what? Trump is civil. He's not cutthroat, horrible person like the Democrats were, like Biden, like his DOJ. He is not like that. He's civil. Which is why James Comey can wander right in to the courtroom, put in his plea of not guilty, and then leave. Would have been nice to be able to do that if you were Roger Stone. Don't you think? Yeah. He wasn't afforded that at all. Just public embarrassment, because that's what they wanted us to see. That's what they always want us to see. As long as it's a conservative, a Republican, or a MAGA person, that's what they want you to see. But when it's on their side, nothing to see here. You look, you lose. Just, no corruption or anything. Just look over there. Oh, Bunny, Fuzzy Bunny. Okay, yeah, corruption's gone. Okay, you can look again. Oh, Fuzzy Bunny. That is literally who thinks that James Comey is innocent. Fuzzy Bunny people. All right, well, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. I'll try to give you guys some more information about this like boring legal stuff, which is actually extremely important. And I'll try to break it down in a way that is like interesting. Robert Gouveia is very, very good at this. And I would like to take chunks of some of his videos maybe and then talk a little bit about what he's saying, because he's one of the best lawyers on here as far as going over documents and adding his own commentary, which he's very funny, and then letting us know in lawyer speak what these documents actually say. And we need people like that. So thank you, Robert Gouveia. I don't think you're going to see this, but if you do, been watching you since Chauvin. Since the Chauvin George Floyd trials. Loved you then, love you now. Please keep up what you're doing, and much love to your fiance, Alexis. You deserve happiness. Okay, bye guys. I'll see you next time. Check out Robert Gouveia, Watching the Watchers, and let's get those terrible, terrible people and throw them in jail. It's going to be hard because of all the leftist judges and biased juries and stuff like that, but we have to at least try, right? Okay, well, at least we're trying. So I'll give that to Trump and his DOJ and Pam Bondi and everybody else. It is kind of funny though. Trump had to like literally embarrass Pam Bondi in front of everybody in the world, saying, "Hey Pam, do your job." What the hell is she doing? I don't know, but that snapped her right into, doing something. Finally. So I guess if you're Trump and you have somebody who's very loyal to you, it's okay when they're sort of like sitting on the job and dragging their feet as long as possible. I don't know. I'm not the biggest Pam Bondi fan, and I think she talks like she's almost like a Kamala. She's almost like that. I'm talking to you like a kindergarten teacher would talk to children. or just anyone in general, if they were that type of teacher. You know, that type of teacher, the kindergarten teacher that talks to everybody like they're in kindergarten, including like the adults. Okay. Yeah, that kind of person. And after how badly she botched, Dan Bongino botched, Kash Patel botched the Epstein files, how many strikes do you get, Pam? Okay? Because don't mess this one up. We need to go after more than just Comey. Okay? There were a lot of people involved with this, and every single one of them needs to be exposed, including the big kahuna, Mr. Barack Obama.